Hello friends and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So from today we are starting an amazing C++ tutorial from beginner to advanced. Today will be our first videos because today in this video I will be not building any project using C++ or anything. I will be not showing you how to build with C++. We will be starting with introduction like what is C++, how to install C++, what are the things which are important in C++, what are the text editor we will be using in this whole series of C++, and all the things I will be telling you about C++ in this amazing introduction video. So this will be really amazing and helpful video, and I hope you'll be enjoying this video from start, and I hope you'll be enjoying this whole tutorial series of C++ as well, which we will be covering up from start to end. If you understand this series and if you enjoyed this video, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe. And after subscribing, hit notification bell so more people can learn and they can understand how we can just create these amazing projects using different languages. And also share this video so more people can learn about these amazing things like you are learning. And now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen. But before moving to computer screen, you have to understand that what is C++. So basically C++ is one of the oldest programming languages in this programming field. What is mean by programming? Programming means like if you want to talk to any person, how do you talk? You talk with your mouth, like you say, hi, how are you? I am fine, thank you. Like this, you talk with any person. So like that, if you want to talk with computer, so you use programming. So it can be any of the programming languages, not compulsory to use C++. So you can use different programming languages to talk with your computer. It can be Python, it can be JavaScript, it can be HTML, CSS, any of the language you can use to talk with your computer. So basically programming is a word which helps you to talk with your computer or with your operating system. Now, what is C++? Basically, C++ is a programming language, one of the oldest programming language, and many of the people are just getting the question in their mind like, why we are learning C++ if it is one of the oldest programming language? Like we have many of the programming language in today's marketplace like JavaScript, Python, PHP, SQL. These are the one of the, like you can say, most earning programming language. Like many of the people are making most salary using this all of programming languages. So why we have to learn C++, which is one of the oldest programming languages, and there is no work of C++ in this market. So why we have to learn that? Basically, if I tell you in simple words, C++ is very useful language here in today's marketplace as well, because like Google, YouTube, you can see these all big applications are built using C++. Means not whole C++ has been used to build this like programs. Many of the work is done by C++. So C++ makes an amazing role if you want to build any software, if you want to build any application, if you want to build an like you can say any website with full stack things. So C++ makes an important role there. So because of that, we have to learn C++ in today's marketplace as well. So I hope you'll be enjoying this amazing tutorial series of C++ from start, which we'll be covering up. So what we are waiting for now, let's move to computer screen and let's get started with our amazing C++ tutorial from start. In start, I've telling you that we will be starting with our C++ tutorial. In this video, I will be telling you what are the things you have to download when you are starting with C++. What is the text editor we will be using in this whole tutorial series of C++. So what we are waiting for, let's get started. Now, before starting, we have to first of all open Google here. And after opening the Google, you have to just first of all install the text editor here. So the text editor which we will be using in this whole video will be VS Code. So I will be now moving here and I will be opening VS Code link. You can just see, you can write VS Code here, and normally the first link will be a pair of VS Code. So you have to just press this first link, and now after pressing the first link, you have to download your VS Code text editor, which we will be using in this whole tutorial series of C++. So you have to install this text editor. Simply you can install by pressing this download for Windows, and if you are using Mac, so you can download it for Mac. If you're using Linux, you can download it for Linux, and if you're using Windows 32-bit, so you can download for 32-bit. So this is the thing which you have to download. After downloading this, here simply you have to move on to the Google, and after opening the Google again, here just why we are opening it again, we can just move back here because I've telling you how to install VS Code. I've already installed that, and because of that I'm not installing it again. You have to download MinGW. So this is MinGW, which I'm telling you is really important to download if you are using C++. So you have to just write here MinG install. And after writing this ming install, you have to just press this ming w-64, which will be having all the things which you have to download. So just you have to press backspace and then you have to press this installing mingw, or you can directly move on to the installs as well. And now here you have to just press this install the installing the 64-bit compiler, because I'm using 64-bit. Now you can just see it is showing you how to download mingw in your operating system. If you don't know how to install, you can just see this all like template how to install this mingw here. And after just you have to just install the mingw here. So for installing the mingw, you have to press this mingw installer. And after pressing this, if your mingw has not started to install, you have to just wait a while, and you can just see your download will be shortly started, and our download has been started. You can just see mingw has been installed. Now if you're using 32-bit compiler, so you have to install it for 32-bit, but I'm using 64-bit, and that's why I'm just downloading for 64-bit. And if you want to check that how your operating system is 64-bit or 32-bit, so for that you just have to move on to this PC. So I will be moving on to this PC, and then after moving on to this PC, just you don't have to move on this PC by mistake. I have moved. Just right click on that and move on to the properties. After moving on to properties, here you will be getting what is your system type. Like I'm getting the system type as 64-bit operating system as 64-bit processor, which means that I have to download 64-bit one. And if you are getting 32-bit here, so you have to download it for 32-bit. After installing this mingw, you have to move on to downloads, and you have to press mingw install, press next. And now it is getting all the files, so you have to select the version you have to install. I will be selecting the newest version here, which is 8.1.0. Press next, and now install it in C drive. If you are a beginner, I will prefer you to install in C. Then press next, and now you can just see this all files has been installed, but it is saying that this all files are not working, means our mingw has not installing perfectly. So now just we have to move on to down, and then we have to just move on to here downloads mingw from here. After moving here, just you have to now install mingw from here as well. You can install, so you can just see there are many packages available of mingw. You can install any of the package you want here. So you can just install its setup file here, mingw packages you will be getting on here, and then you can just see this installation of mingw. And if you don't know how to just install mingw, so you can just move on to the drive, and you can just write here mingw install, and write here mingw install C++ like this. And then you have to now just do one thing. You have to just move on to this like this mingw install, and then you have to now press click mingw here. And now you have to download the latest version of mingw from here. So you can just see it will not take too much time to install, so you have to wait a while till your mingw has been installing. And now you can just see our mingw has been installed successfully again. So we have to check that it is working or not. So we have to set up, run this command, install, and now select local disk C where we have to install this. If you are a beginner, I will prefer you to install in local disk C all this mingw stuff. And you can just see it is downloading all the things like we want here. So you have to wait a while, and it will not take too much time, just 1 to 2 minutes. Or if your operating system is not good, or if your internet speed is not good, so it can take too much time here. So remember, your internet should be good enough that it can download these all things perfectly in not too much time, in low time. So you can just see it is not taking too much time, just it is installing all the packages which we will be needing. So you have to wait a while till these all packages has been installing. Then we will be just moving on to the VS Code, and I will be telling you what are the things which you should be downloading. Press continue because all the packages has been downloaded. And after pressing continue, it is showing me that there is no script engine for file.js. So just close this command. And now after doing that, simply you have to install two things from here. Two things which are the main in this C++ tutorial. In whole tutorial, we will be using these two things. First, this mingw32 base, which is really important. So you have to press right click and press mark for installation, and then you have to just install this GNU C++ compiler. So press this and press right click and press mark for installation here as well. After doing this thing, just you have to now do one thing, like you have to now just press installation, and now you have to press apply changes. And after apply changes, you have to press apply here. And after applying, you can just see these two packages which we have just take here. It has been installing, and it will not take too much time. Just in some few seconds it will install all the packages which we will be needing to work with our C++. You can just see these all packages has been started to install in our operating system. So you can just see this. It will not take too much time, so you have to wait a while till all the files has been installing here. So here we can just wait some while. And you can also see that there are many packages available. Just from these all packages we will be installing the two, because these two will be really important in this whole series of C++. So just install the two and leave all the previous one which you are getting, like MinGW developer tool, like MinGW GCC These are not really important things which we should be using in C++. If you are building any big program or any, like you can say, any big application using C++, then you can install these all uh, you can say packages if you want to. And if you are using these packages in that project which you are building, then you can download. But if you're not using, so there is not really compulsory to install these things here, because it can also take too much space of your device or of your disk. So I will not prefer you to install these all packages if you're not using these all packages in any program or software. But we are using these two packages, like MinGW32 base, which is a basic MinGW installation, and the second one is GW compiler, which is GW or GNU compiler, which is also really important if you want to use C++, because C++, when you have to start from beginner, so these two packages are really compulsory to install. Okay, so this is the thing which I want to tell you. So now you can just see it is installing some of the other things in this download packages, like GCC core and all the things which we will be needing in C++ from start. So now till these all things has been installing, we can just move on to the VS Code. And after moving on to the VS Code, here I will be showing you that what are the things which you will be using if you want to just work with C++. So first of all, we have to install some of the extensions. We will be not installing many of the extensions, just one extension we will be installing here, which is C/C++ install. I've already installed that. You also just install in your operating system, because this extension helps you to create shortcut codes of any of the language. Like if you're using C++, and if you're writing any starting code of C++, and if you want that why I should write a start to end whole code, I just press any button and all the code should be appeared. So this helps you to provide you all the codes of, like when you're starting any code, it will provide you all the codes from start. It will provide you the suggestion that if you like the suggestion and if you want to use that suggestion in your project, you can press tab or mouse button or enter, then you can get all the whole codes start working. So remember to install this C++ extension here from extension tab in VS Code. And after installing that, you can also create the folder. But before creating folder, we have to wait till this all things has been installing, which is WinGW things here. And if you're using C, so remember in C, these all languages or these all packages are not really important here. In C++, these all packages are really important. So remember, when you're using C++, so install these all packages which I am telling you to install. It will not take too much time to install, but it is taking too much time because I've installed two packages here, that's why. So you have to wait a while till these all packages has been installing here. And now we have to just see that if this package has been done, so we can move on to the other things as well. So you can just see now it is installing the last thing, which is GCC C++ version, which is 6.3.0, and it is the latest version of C++ which we are using here in this whole tutorial series. And many of the people has not been covering the tutorial of C++ from since a while, but now this is the first tutorial which you will be seeing in 2024 of C++, and I hope you'll be enjoying this tutorial from start. If you have any problems about this tutorial, or if you have any problems about the previous tutorial which I have created, so remember to ask me any of the question in the comment section. I will be giving the answers of all your questions which you will be asking from me. Remember to do that. So now we have to wait a while till these all things has been installing. Then we have to install some of the other things through Windows PowerShell, and I'll be telling you what the things will be which we'll be installing through the Windows PowerShell. That will be really important things. So you have to just install that things as well, which I'll be telling you, and that will be really amazing thing. And I will be telling you why you will be getting the error as well. In start, many of the people face that error, and the error which you will be facing will be the same, and I'll be showing you what the error is. But before doing that, we need to just wait a while till these all packages has been installing here. So now you can see 98%, 99, and I think it is the last. Okay, so it has been done, I think. Just it is extracting some of the libraries and bin files, so you have to wait a while here as well. And now if you want to close dialog automatically, so you can just close it. So where I've checked the box that when it is done, so close the dialog box. So you can just see this whole turned into green, means these two packages has been installed successfully. Now if I show you where it is installed, so these are being installed in local disk C. You can just see we are getting the folder of min.gw, means in this we are getting all the things. Move to bin, and now you can just see we are getting a command here in this bin folder, which is g++. Okay, so I will be now moving on to my Windows PowerShell, and after moving to Windows PowerShell, I will be now just writing here as G++. After writing this G++, you will be now pressing enter. You have to press enter. After pressing enter, this was the error I was talking about, that you will be also facing the same error. But why we are facing this error? We have already installed G++, C++ in our command, means in our operating system. So why we are having this error if we have installed C++ successfully in our operating system? Basically, this error you are getting is because you have not install C++ in your path. And for installing the C++ in your path, you have to just copy this min.gw from here. And remember, which the thing which I am telling you here is really important to see this carefully. So now after doing that, after copying this path from here, just press Ctrl A and Ctrl C to copy. And then after copying this path, you have to simply move on to this PC, or you can just move on to, you can press right click and then you can just move on to here, this PC like this. After moving on to this PC, if you are not getting anything, so just you can move on to the computer here. So settings, you have to move on to the settings here. And after moving on to settings here, you have to now just write the settings here. And in settings, you have to move and then you have to write here advanced Windows option you have to move on to. And this will be appeared the advanced Windows option here. So now you have to just move on to this Windows. In Windows option you have to move, where you will be getting all the things here. I think you can just move on to the here as well, onto the Windows option here. If you're not getting the Windows option, then you can just move on to your settings and then you can move on to this PC. Press properties here. After pressing properties, you can just see we are getting this all things. Now we have to press this advanced system setting. After pressing this advanced system settings, here you have to move on to the advance and press this environment variables. After pressing this environment variables, you have to move on to the system variable, and here you have to press this path. After pressing this path, you have to now press right click here, or you can just press double click here and then press new. And after pressing new, paste this min.gw which we have copied and then press OK, here OK, and then here OK. After doing that, close this. Now here, when you have just done with these all things, now the thing you have to do here is like you have to restart your Windows PowerShell. So for restarting, close it and now restart it again, Windows PowerShell. And now here, if I write G++ now, so you can just see now we are not getting any error, just the fatal error is coming because we have not created any input file in our C++. So you can just see, means our C++ has been successfully installed in our operating system, and now we have to write the first starting code of C++ to start with C++. So now just move on to the VS Code, and after moving on to the VS Code, before moving here, I will be creating one folder here, and the folder name will be like C++, same folder name I will be giving. After moving in this folder, you have to press right click and open this folder with VS Code. So I will be now opening this with Visual Studio Code. Okay, so by mistake I have opened 2022 version VS Code. So I will be closing this here and I will be dragging dropping my folder in my VS Code which I have opened. So you can just see this is the VS Code and I will be dragging dropping it here. After drag drop the folder, you have to now create first file of your C++ program, and the file name will be as hello. So I will be giving the file name as hello.cpp, and if you want to save any file with C++ name, so you have to write .cpp in the end. Press enter. So you can just see we are getting this file, and remember, move on to the settings, and after moving on to the settings, just move from here. Okay, so from here you have to just move on to the settings, and after moving on to the settings, you have to just write here Like if you are not getting the settings, so you can directly move on to the file, and then you can move from here as well onto the settings. If you're not getting the settings menu, then you can just move on to the view, and from here you can just move on to the settings menu. You will be getting here, I think. Okay, so here I will be moving, and then I will be writing here settings, or you can just write here mouse wheel. No, we are not getting this. So here I will be now just moving, and then if you are not getting here the settings option, so you can just move on to here. This is the settings, I think. Okay, so here you have to move, and then you have to now just select settings from here, and now in settings you have to search one thing, which is mouse setting. Mouse wheel you have to search here. After just searching this mouse wheel, you have to remember, you have to check this box of editor mouse wheel, zoom the font of the editor when using mouse wheel and holding control. Remember to check this. Why I'm saying to check this box, because when checking this box you can zoom in your mouse and you can zoom out by using control and mouse wheel. So remember to check this box here, so you can just zoom in and zoom out very easily. So this is the thing which you have to do. After doing that, simply you have to now start to write your first starting code of C++, and the starting code which we will be writing is include IOStream, and then I will be just writing here the thing which will be std, and then you have to now just write here as hello world. So here I will be writing as hello world like this, and now you have to just move down, and then here I will be writing as the return value. So you have to write here init main. So here you have to now just make this like this, and now you have to just move down, and then here I will be now writing here as include IOStream. And now if you don't know how to write the starting code, so you can just start from here as well, like how to start this code. So you can just use include IOStream here. So you can just see we have written that hashtag include IOS. You can give a space if you want, or you can just start from here, hashtag include IOStream. Then you can just write here init main, and then here in this tag I will be now just writing here as std, and then here I will be now writing as hello world. So here I will be writing as hello world, and then you have to now just move down and write here the value as return 0. So you can just see that we have written the value of 0 here, which is perfectly fine, I think. So now after doing that, simply you can just now run the command here, which will be as hello cpp. This is the file name which we are getting here. And now here you have to just write C++, and then write here ./hello cpp. Press enter, and you can just see if you are not getting the thing working here, so you can just use hello cpp like this, and you can just get the file running here. So this was the thing which I want to show you, and now we have installed successfully C++ in our operating system, and we have also see that how to write your first code in C++, and I hope you enjoy this video from the start. So if you have enjoyed and understand this video of C++ tutorial series, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so more people can learn and they can understand about these different things which we will be covering up using C++ in coming up videos as well. So just I'll be meeting you next video with more amazing things and more amazing tutorials using C++. So for today, goodbye.